Let's see, it's the kind of test here. Let's see. I want to see if you guys can hear the guitar and the backing track. I'm just trying to see. You guys hear me? Hey guys. All right. Hey, you can hear me, all right? So let's see. Can you hear the guitar? Let's see if you can hear the guitar. Yeah, like let's see. Adam. All right. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? All right. Cool. I don't know. Adam, did I hit 250,000 subs? I have no idea. So, first of all, hey, how you doing? Supposedly, we're doing this live stream. I'm doing this live stream for a lot of different reasons. Reason number one, I think I hit 250,000 subs, which is really cool, and you're a part of it. And thank you. Secondly, I think we're celebrating a long overdue million view marker of my caged masterclass. Long overdue. What's up, Dave? I see you. And thirdly, in case you haven't, I have to do this. I'm putting a link to my friend's GoFundMe. A lot of people, Dave, you donated. There it is. There. If you feel in your heart that you want to help my friend, please do that. It would mean a lot. No pressure. I know how everybody. I don't mean to separate anybody from their money. So I just put a link up there. So let's talk. We're doing an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, for a little bit. I'm going to talk for a lot, but I'm going to do this again. What you're hearing here. Hello. Oh, hey Joseph. What's up, buddy? From Maui. I love Maui. That's where I honeymooned. Love Maui. Oh my God. I could live there. As a matter of fact, last year there was a thing where you could have moved to Maui, and we're going to do that. We really were going to do that. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm going to be distracted. So I'm just going to talk, and then I'm going to look at the screen. So I'm going to play this backing track again. This was so much fun to do, and I'm not trying to sell anyone on Patreon because I'm going to do it here. I reimagined the song Bad Moon Rising as if the Jerry Garcia band would do it. I did it for the Patreon sessions. And I'm just going to show you really quickly, and then I'll answer some questions. It's just fun. It's just fun. It really is fun. Like, the regular Bad Moon Rising is so... a lot of chord change. Right? Right? And so I just reimagined it as if Jerry Garcia Band did it. Now you're going to listen again because I have the microphone and you're going to listen to everything I have to say. So I'm going to play it one more time as if the Jerry Garcia Band is soloing over it. Here we go. Like soloing over this is so much fun. God, I love that. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry, I just got lost there. Can you play a major lick over a minor backing track? Okay. Yes and no. I have a video, Mike D. I have a video if you want to watch it. It's about channeling Led Zeppelin, and it's about being able to put major pentatonic riffs over minor stuff. You can do it, but you want to try to incorporate the major third of whatever you're working with. And two good examples that you want to listen to, what I mean by this, are Black Dog by Led Zeppelin and Cream's Sunshine of Your Love, which I mentioned in that video. You can do it. You want to use your ear, okay? But that video, like channeling Led Zeppelin for your own songwriting or something like that, will go over all of that. And so, yes, okay. So, anyway, so let's get down to it. I'm just going to look at what kind of questions you guys have here, and I'll answer them. Thank you so much for being here. This is so cool. I love having you. We'll spend time. Okay, you are obviously a Deadhead. No. Yes, I am. Are you into Warren Haynes? Yes, very much so. I'm going to talk about Warren Haynes for a second. You know, I want to do an In the Mind of Warren Haynes and have it like locked and loaded, but I will say this: Warren Haynes is by far the most consistent guitar player in the jam band scene. And what I mean by that is he's always perfect in his execution. He's a monster and he's wonderful. So, you know, listen to Government Mule, listen to anything by Warren Haynes live. I think he's an amazing guitar player. Okay, look at this. Peace Dragon says, please go over triads. Yes and no. I will very quickly. I think the word triads are absolute, okay, because they're all just pieces of the chord. A triad is just a piece of a chord. Here's volume, right? You know, the triad is always within the chord. It represents the first, the third, and fifth note. You can play them in all different ways. And I don't like the term triad because it's very, very clinical when really it's just your chord tones. And if I were you, who asked that question? I lost somewhere. Okay, Peace Dragon. I have my video about the BS of inversions, which you should totally watch. You can type in BS inversion StichMethod. You'll see the video. And also how to practice your chord tones. In that video, I talk about my disdain for the word triad and how you want to think of it as the chord tones, because, you know, when you know the Cage chord system, you know all of the triads. You know, a lot of people study triads like, and to me, that's just not worth it, because this is part of your G chord, this is part of your C chord, this is part of your A chord, or sorry, D chord. This is part of your A chord. You know, and yeah, and so the more you know about the Cage chord shapes, the easier it is to think about triads, in my opinion. Who is my biggest inspiration on guitar? Let's see if anyone can answer that. Let's see. Let's just see. Who is my biggest inspiration on guitar? Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Trey Anastasio is by far. Oh, let's see if we can move this over. Trey Anastasio, right? That's his guitar on stage right there. Is by far. By far, and not a lot of people are like, what? Sean Daniel, yes, and Sean Daniel. Oh yeah, Neil Casal, right, yes, Neil Casal. But when I was, I think 16 years old, I heard Trey Anastasio for the first time, and you listen, like, I'm talking about hearing Fish's 1993 album, right, and 1991 album. So even before I got into them, that's the Fish era that blew my mind. Albums like Rift. If you haven't listened to Fish, or if you think of Fish as like, and I get it, a lot of their newer stuff isn't as complex as what hooked me back in the day. But the album Rift, and the album Alive one it transformed my guitar playing. His tone, his phrasing, the in case you don't know this, you know, Trey's playing is very, very happy. It's happy. And, you know, it resonates with my inner happiness. So, and it was so different from what I heard, you know, but I grew up with Guns N' Roses and Led Zeppelin. And I hold those in the highest regards as well. It was just hearing Trey's playing for the first time on the album Rift that blew my mind. Yeah, that's it. Yes, it has been a while. Okay, so let's where is my scarf? I'm sure my wife is watching the live stream, and the scarf stash is across the house. Okay, so here's a great Corey. Are you following the chord changes when you solo, or just playing key? I always find it so hard to follow changes when I'm trying to solo. So let's talk about that. That's a theme that is all over my channel. I am following the chord changes, and the way that you have to if you have a hard time, and again, that video that I have about, it's like how to practice your chord tone soloing, it's going to help you with this, Corey. But the idea is, everybody, me included, you, and it's not bad, it's not a bad thing, we all want to be really great lead guitar players. But the problem is that you can't really be a great lead guitar player until you really spend time in the trenches as a pretty decent rhythm guitar player. And what I mean by that is, if you're playing a song just like this, Bad Moon Rising, right? And you know, and it's D's and A's and G's, you want to play the rhythm guitar part everywhere, because these are gonna help you, A, remember the chord changes, and B, see where those chord tones are. So if I were practicing this for chord tone soloing, I'm going to show you what what I would be doing. Okay. And so check this out. So we're going to go, if I was practicing this here, I'm going to put on the backing track. I'm going to show you how to practice chord tone soloing. The first thing you have to do is play as many different chord voicings as you can with the song. Okay. Just like this. Just like that, over and over and over and over and over and over and over, so that you become the you become the rhythm guitar player in your mind. You're paying attention to those chord changes, and then the more you pay attention to those chord changes, the better you're going to be at when you're soloing. If you have your key scale, oh, here's that A chord change. Let me just jump into the chord tones for a couple minutes, and then travel through the scale. And I hope, just let me know if that made sense. Let me know if that was like just a bag of wind. But that's how I do it. So what's that? It's AF Google. You're definitely a fan of this channel. I see you all over it, so I'm glad you are here. Cool. Okay, so that made sense. Okay, cool. Corey and F Google say it made sense, so I'm happy. What other kind of questions do you have? Let's see. Yeah. Hey, Fishy Fish, what's up? Let's see. Another question, but I started playing a year ago. I found your page. It's given me so much confidence. Oh, dude, Parker, I'm so happy to hear that. Keep on looking through the channel. I make this because I want you to be happy. I want you to understand guitar. I want you to feel good about playing guitar. What guitar do I have? I have a ton of guitars, and it's weird. I have so many. And I'll talk about how I chose the. I'll talk about in a second how I chose the chords for that jam. I got a lot of guitars. This is my Gibson Les Paul that my dad bought for me when I was 13, and it's the guitar that I learned everything on. I don't know if you can see it. It has a lot of wear and tear in that neck from all the gigs I used to play. Headstock has definitely snapped off 3 or 4 times. I've gotten it glued on. But this is like my baby. Like, this is my baby. Another great. I have a lot of guitars, but I will say this here. I'll show you something. I'll tell you a quick story. Can we do story time? Yes, of course, there's a Mrs. Stitch, right? She's over there. Can we do story time really quickly, if that's okay? I'll show you something. So I don't want to bore you, but the Gibson my go-to guitar? No, I'll show you my go-to. Man, my cable just broke. See that? Look at that. This here is my go-to guitar. This is my go-to guitar. And so we're going to do story time with Stitch. Okay. This guitar here was given to me by my very good friend, Brian. And he gave it to me because I had started this channel a long time ago. And he came to visit Florida. Whoa. Stock phrases versus complete. Oh, dude, I'm going to take a second because I got to answer this question because he donated $5, which is amazing. I never use stock phrases, also known as licks. Never. And it's what I try to teach on my channel. The question is, how often do you use stock phrases versus complete improv? And I'm always trying to completely improvise. Now, I do run over the same maps. I do have the same things I like to do based on feeling, but I definitely am trying to improvise 100% of the time. I never, ever think of, well, there's a lick or there's a stock something. Never. I honestly, you're gonna get me all worked up, but not really. I don't think guitar, like the freedom of guitar, is built around stock licks or stock phrases. It's all about improvising. It's all about improvising. So hopefully that answers your question. Now, this guitar here has a huge story to it. Okay, this is in fact a Fred Dockstar guitar. So just I'm going to ask you for 5 minutes of your time. It's a cool story. So 4.5 years ago, my friend Brian had this, and he visited me in Florida. And he said, "Hey, I have a gift for you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I didn't know what it was. And he opened up a case, and here was the Trey Anastasio carbon copy Darkstar. So this is the guitar. Now, this is Trey's guitar, right? This is Trey Anastasio's real guitar. You can see it's a pretty good clone. I mean, it's the exact same guitar, right? And I loved it. And I contacted Fred, and I was like, "Hey, Fred, I got this guitar. It went from North Carolina, to Florida. Can I send it to you? And can you set it up perfectly for me how it's intended and send it back?" He said, "Sure." I sent it via a certain shipping company, which I will not name, and they ran over the box with their dually truck. No joke. I have pictures somewhere. Tire marks across the back, the box, and it got crushed. And the headstock was snapped off a couple places, a lot of scrapes and stuff. And it sat. He mailed it back to me, and then it sat in the box oh my God, broken in its case behind my water heater for 4 years until like 2 or 3 months ago when one of my friends and students um, named Federico went to the Dominican Republic and started apprenticing at a luthier shop. And he was talking about how he loves doing it, but he doesn't have enough guitars to work on. And so I was like, dude, I got a great idea. I can send you my Fred. And so I sent this to the Dominican Republic. This is like 2 months ago. And he sat, my student, my friend, sat, and you should see the pictures. This thing was completely cracked in like 3 places. And he sent me pictures along the way, and they redid the entire thing. The thing was hanging upside down. They repainted it. He did a brand new fret job on this. They sent it back, and there was so much love and care and excitement on Federico's part. And it's why I call this like the best guitar in the world, because one of my friends gave it to me. One of my friends rebuilt it after it was destroyed. And this thing is just lightweight and mean. And I love to play it as much as possible. It really is just a great thing. So here, I'll play this part. So it's the same thing. Like, all right, there you go. So this is my go-to guitar. Okay, and so there we go. All right, so there's the answer. Again, it's like party time with Stitch. Thank you so much for being here. How often do I get my guitar set up? Not enough. Not enough. You should be getting it, 2-3 times a year. I don't. When I notice something going wrong is when I bring it into my. I live a mile away from a Sam Ash, and I know everyone there. And what's up, Scott? Good to see you. And they're such good guys. And I take it there whenever I have a guitar that has an issue. I bring it them. And Jeff, the guy there who I've known for a long time, is very good at setting it up. Do I play in a band also? No, I teach guitar, and I spend time with the family, and we're going on the road soon in the RV. And so there you go. I missed one tone. I'm sure I missed a lot of tones, dude. All right. So I do listen to Rory Gallagher. I think is awesome. I have a list of things I got to get doing, but yeah, Rory Gallagher is a mean guitar player. So there you go. Thank you, I guess. All right. So let's see. What other kind of questions do you have? In the mind of Tim Reynolds. Oh, I can study Tim Reynolds, but and I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about Tim Reynolds here. It's not a bad thing. I can do it in the mind of Tim Reynolds, but I just don't have his speed, And it's like, okay, I can do it in the mind of, but it's going to be like, hey, we're going to be down to 75% here. All right. Oh, are you talking about Mike? I know what you're talking about. Mike's great question. Any idea how Trey does the bendy lick where he just keeps climbing? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I've thrown distortion. That has to be like a compression sustainer pedal and his distortions. He does this thing where it's like, and he's bending the string, he's climbing, and you don't hear the frets. It's just, it's a thing of beauty, right? That's what you're talking about. And it's the craziest thing. And he's if you listen to 93, 94, 95, 96, 97 Fish, you'll hear it, and it's aggressive, and it is awesome. I've never been able to duplicate that, and one thing I want to say here, I just have to say this is, my influences, of course, I'll go over my influencer, Jimmy Page, Slash, Mark Knopfler, Stevie Ray, Trey Anastasio, Jerry Garcia, those are the big ones. And the most important thing I have to say is just try to be yourself. I know that, like, I don't want anyone to sit here and think like, oh, I'm trying to be like Jerry or I'm trying to be like Trey. No, you learn as you learn their style, you learn, what what makes you feel good, but when you're listening to them, you try to figure out what that is, and if it hits your A1 steak sauce center, then you kind of bring it into your playing. And so like just try to be yourself, right? And so there you go. Anyway, so that's that. Let's see. I can find a decent. Let's see. I'm just trying to think. I can do more Guns N' Roses. I should. I already answered. I talked about Rick. I heard talk about Warren Haynes. He's awesome. Let's see. Throwing Stones would be a good guitar lesson. That would be good. Yeah. Oh, he's bending. He's definitely bending. He's bending, and he's coming up the fretboard. It's awesome. Hey, Dave. Let's see. Question about Patreon. I had a difficult time casting the Patreon vid. Oh, I don't know. My Patreon vids are hosted on Vimeo, right? And so maybe let me go into Dave. Email me, Dave, to remind me. See if I can go into Vimeo, and if there's a setting about casting or anything like that. That might be on my end. I'm not sure, but I got you. Yeah, no, Rick, I wasn't making fun of you, Rick. Somebody asked a question about Warren Haynes, and I said he's consistently awesome. Is there a way to get in-person lessons? Yes. There's just a huge waiting list. I feel bad. I have a schedule. If I can clone myself, how can I get playing? How can I get up playing scales or licks and be more creative? Any handy approaches? Yes. Rob, I'm going to speak to Rob here. Okay, Rob asks, how can I get out of playing? Where'd it go? How can I get out of playing scales or licks and be more creative? Any handy approaches? Well, Rob, let's go over something, and I need you to type back to me, okay? And so let's talk about this. Have you watched my caged arpeggio masterclass? That's where I would start. The idea is it's the chord tones, it's the chords, or even sometimes if it's a song that has just a one chord vamp, in that case it becomes the rhythm. But there are check-in points that you always want to have as an improvisational guitar player. Sometimes they are the first beat of the chord change. Sometimes, okay, cool. Going through it again. Okay, sometimes they are the beats the drummer has to offer. And you want to think of those as pylons to your song. Now, Rob, did you see my latest video about using the vocal melody to solo? That is a great start because there's already a strong melody built in, all right? There's already a strong melody built in when you're using the vocal melody. And watch that video, and you play the vocal melody, and then you improvise and you come back to the vocal melody. And as you do that, you can start, yes, and you want to do it again, and you want to start to kind of get away from the vocal melody and then bring it back, all right? It's a hard thing to do, but you have to understand, I'm always thinking when I'm playing, and am I the best guitar player in the world? No, I rank at 10,000th. But the idea is when I'm soloing, I am fully conscious of the chords being played. I'm fully conscious of the arpeggios, and I'm fully conscious of the scale work that I'm putting on top. And I see it from a bird's eye point of view, looking down, right? And the idea is I can see my scales and I can see what chord we're on, and I play. And this is another thing. I have a video about it. I think about direction. Do I want to go low? Do I want to go high? Okay, I want to go low. Here's a chord change. Let me grab that chord tone. I want to go high. I'm going to come up high. Here's another chord change at that chord tone. I'm constantly thinking of direction. I'm constantly thinking of, what chords are happening, and I'm thinking of the scale work. But it becomes the art of not thinking about it so that you can think about direction, really. But that's my advice. So I hope that made sense. Oh my gosh. So there you go. Okay. So let's see, where are we? When blues. Oh yeah. So Paul just asked, is it, can you bend past the minor third to the major third? Yeah. If you're listening to Going Down by Freddie King, he bends that minor third. He bends I think he takes a 2 and bends it up to the major third. That's acceptable because usually the major third's in the chord, and so bending the minor third up to the major third is very, very popular. I don't listen. Okay, so here, ready? So listen, I don't hybrid pick. I'm a flat picker. That's it. So I wish I had advice for a great exercise for hybrid picking. Find a really good hybrid picker YouTuber, and they can show you. I just don't hybrid pick. Uh, let's see. Let's mention you. Oh yeah. So when someone takes lessons with me, is there structure? Gosh, no, there's no structure. No, not at all. And you might be laughing but I don't think structure when learning music is a good thing at all, really. Um, how to explain this? The student has the questions. The student has the goal. You can teach a student something, and then they're going to go, wait, what about this? And you want to go like this, and all of a sudden you're going like this. And the next thing you know, and then you got to do that answer question, and then you got to keep answering questions, and the whole thing gets developed. Like the whole thing gets developed. And so, I had been working with him for several years, and then he wanted to get into music school. And so, wait a second. You once mentioned that you had a student. Dude, that was John. How long have you been watching the channel? I must have mentioned that 3 years ago. Good for you. You're a fan. Yeah, and once it was like, okay, you want to get into music school, let's look at what they require. And I was like, okay, we know this, we know this, we know this. You don't know this, let's work on it. But I'm not, I'm sure I'll come out with a guitar book, but I will say I don't think guitar books are very, very effective. We all have them. You all have them, and you're all watching YouTube as well. So, you know, there's never a structure. If there was a structure, we'd all know it, right? We'd all stick to it. I mean, it's that simple. If it works, we'd know about it. And there's no one book, there's no one author that you can sit and open a book, because just you'll page 2, you'll have a question. Well, I saw this on YouTube, or I saw this in a different book, and you pass out the window. That's it. Hope this is making sense. Oh, this has been humbling. This is wonderful. So remember, I'll put the link up again. I have to. I owe it to them. If you have donated to my friend's GoFundMe, awesome. If not, please consider. Here's the link. You don't have to. It's just we're trying to get him some surgery. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad you like the tray stuff. I have a tray video coming. When you teach the fretboard, I wish I had the alternative patterns. Oh, like this, the different like patterns of the arpeggios. Yeah. Let's keep going. More questions. If I miss some, I'm sorry. I'll just sit here and stare at the screen. Oh, this is great. Oh, okay. Hold on. Time out. Time out. This question right here. All right. You want to see the angriest I'm going to get ever on YouTube? You're about to see it. Okay. And it's not because of Jackson Wagner. It's not because of Jackson Wagner. It's just because of the information that we get. His question, don't worry, Jackson, you and I are cool as beans, whatever. How do you handle soloing with chord changes that go out of key, such as borrowing from a parallel minor? That parallel minor stuff is, in my opinion, the worst information in the world. It may be correct to some, but it is such a different mindset and language, and it confuses so much stuff. I never, ever talk about a relative or the parallel minor borrowing, like the chords or the scale comes from the parallel minor. That is just a farce. It is a I'm going to go on record. It is a farce. I understand people, you can justify seeing that, and I'll explain, but it's not what's really happening. If I have a chord that's out of key, well, and I teach this, I have this. I have a video called The Grand Teton Tada, because I filmed it in the Grand Tetons. And if you have if you have a song that's G to C, and it goes to B flat, okay, it's like, oh, you're relative minor. No, F that. Like, look at the chord that's out of key. Look at the chord that's out of key. It's so simple. Look at the chord that's out of key. It's a B flat. Well, what can you do over a B flat chord? B flat arpeggios, B flat major pentatonic, B flat minor pentatonic. Combine them all, and you have your scale. I never have to do this deduction. Like if you have a chord that's out of key, if you take the song AC/DC Bag by Fish, which really doesn't have a key because it's all major chords and there's 7 of them, there's no, oh, I'm using a parallel minor. No, it's okay. It's A. Okay, I'll do A minor. C. Okay, I'll keep the C major. D major, right? Back to C. Okay, maybe C major pentatonic. F. I'll use the F minor pentatonic. A. Let's try the A major pentatonic. And then G major or G minor. Boom, boom, boom. There is none of that crap. I'm so sorry. This is as man I'm gonna get. None of that crap about parallel major, parallel minor. You have to understand music theory, man. Music theory has been a game of telephone over a century, and people have messed it up. And my channel hopefully is about trying to clear all that crud and make it as easy as possible. I hope that made sense. Please let me know. Jeez Louise. Oh my God. That's it. You know, that's it. Stop. You know, there's videos about, I'm going to make a video about the circle of fifth and how it is so outdated and so archaic and so misunderstood. And everyone's seen all the videos about the circle of fifths, and everyone says, well, you can borrow a chord from the parallel minor. And it's like, no. That's one observation in a world of possibilities. Anyway, but did this make sense? Yeah. Focus on the chords rather than the crazy theory. There you go, Jackson. I hope that makes sense. Oh, dude. Okay, so I feel the groove funk when playing alone, but when paired to a metronome backing track, it's a disaster. Yes, any tips? Absolutely. Great question. You know, rhythm. Okay, so Mike, you paid $5. Thank you. That's very nice. I appreciate that. The question is here is I feel the groove funk when playing alone, right? But when paired to a metronome backing track, it's a disaster. Yes, I had a friend who called the metronome the uncomfortable tron, and it's very easy for us. It's very easy for us to ignore a metronome because it click, boom, 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 click, and it just becomes an annoying tick. And it's not in you. I will tell you this, Michael. If you sat with a drummer right next to you, and you felt the kick drum, the snare drum, the cymbals, you would not have a hard time. You would not have a hard time. So everyone, there's that, what's that metronome you wear? Don't get anything metronome. Don't do it if you have a problem with it. Some people can do it. I get it. What you want to do is you want to get a nice pair of headphones, plug it in the computer, go on YouTube, look up drum backing tracks. Put your headphones on, feel the kick drum. Feel that drum beat and sit and play with the drum. And just play with the drummer. Did that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You're getting me all worked up here. It's good. Okay. So, yeah, let's talk more. Thanks for your videos. Oh, no problem. Okay. Wish there were more backing tracks of blues piano. Yeah, blues piano is pretty good stuff. But you know what's really funny is I was just talking about this with Adam, who's watching. Blues piano is actually the sound of it is based off of kind of like the lickery of blues guitar, pentatonics with chord tones and major thirds. So it's really, really interesting. So I hope that helped out. Let's see. When I use my imagination to pretend the metronome is somebody who is alive, it works for me. Yeah. That's exactly it. Pretend that there's a drummer with you. That's how you do it. God, you know, I'm not even gonna play Statue because I'm rusty at it. Let me tell you, the way that Trey plays it is different from how I intuitively play it because the way he thinks about the fretboard. The answer is just practice. I wish I could tell you. You know, I wish I could tell you. But it's going to be just practicing, and if you need to play it on a different place in the fretboard because their hands are the way to play it, that's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Let's see. You know, so glad to knowledge advice. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like the channel. I'm glad everyone is here and digging the channel. It really does mean a lot. Like a lot. All right, one or two more questions, and then we'll wrap this up. I can't thank you enough for being here. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no strap. No. I mean, I have some straps, but you know, I just put the butt of the guitar on my right leg and I hold it with my fatty arm, right? And that's it. Oh, okay. Jeff, take note. If there's only three major chords in the major scale, the 1, 4, and 5, how did the Dead get away with 4 with a key change in Tennessee Jed, right? Watch my video. It was filmed a year ago. The title is like, their song has 12 chords, yours has 4, or something like that. And it's me on a beach, a rocky beach in Montana. And I talk about exactly how that's done. Exactly how it's done. It's very, very simple. I'll give you a quick little thing. Here it is. All right. So this is what I'm talking about, the parallel minor thing, and how it's just that's what it is. All right. So you have a 1, 4, and 5, right? Like let's say okay, G, C, and D. Well, anytime you have a 1, 4, and 5 combination, inside of that, you can have another combination of chords. I'll explain. So if you look, this is the 1, this is the 4, and this is the 5. But if you repurpose the 5 as your 1, this is your D, and this is your 4. Okay, so what I mean by that, 1, 4, 5. Well, let's take this 5 chord and make it a 1. Okay, 1. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, always good to see you. You're so great. I knew if you'd be here, you would work your lightning fingers to pop up those videos. So thank you. So you have a D. Okay, so look at this. D and G, that's the 1 and 4 of the key of D. Well, what's the 5? A. So now I have a 1, 4, 5, but I put the A in because the D and the G are a 1, 4. So now you can write songs. It's very, very simple. It's very simple. It's so simple. I mean, honestly, it's just so simple. So I stand and sit. I stand and sit. Sit and stand. Stand and sit. I'm comfortable with both. I mean, a majority of my time teaching on YouTube, I'm sitting like this, and I'm holding my guitar with my fatty fat arm. And so, oh, thank you. Hopefully this is making sense. I told you can ask me anything, right? Do I use a lot of bends on acoustic song? On the B and E string, yeah, if it calls for it. But acoustic strings are tighter, and you go to bend, and it's like good luck on that G string sometimes, especially near the the outer edges of the guitar. Like it's going to fight you, and you got to have strong fingers. Sometimes. Yeah, Tom Segura is my first cousin. No, we're not related at all. Not at all. Not at all. Oh, you know what? It's so funny. Where is the logo on the headstock? I don't know. This is like one of the first ones made. My other Fred has the logo on it right here. That one has the PH on it. I don't know. I have a Sitka spruce and rosewood guitar, and that to me it's beautiful. So that's my answer. Thank you very much, Kevin. I didn't realize I'm there. I was told today that I was, so that's amazing. Oh yeah, the Savage Children Jam is great. I'm glad you like it. Okay, well, it's hard. The best way to improvise solos, I mean, that there's no best way. You got to practice. You can definitely do chord tones, like you said. I have a video about learning how to play with another musician, and you can fill spaces there. If you want to use just the pentatonic for the chord you're on, if it's G, C, and D, you can always just use a G major pentatonic and a C major pentatonic for the C and the D major pentatonic for the D. Okay, so there you go. That's that. Trey says the guitar is a beast to play. Do you agree? I don't know. I mean, Trey plays like a beast, and I can't compare myself to him. So if he says that, then he must believe it. To me, it's easy, but I'm nowhere near the guitar player that Trey is. So maybe it's my laziness, or I'm like, it's easy. I don't know. So my problem is just getting scales, not the sound so scaly. I'm telling you, watch Inkalicious. Watch my most recent video, and that's the best. That's to limit the vocal melody. It takes the pressure out. Watch my video I have a video actually called Scales, What the F Are They Good For? That one helps out as well. If you're just playing scales and noodling, it's hard. Also, check out my stop noodling video with the blues. Even though it's a blues, who knows if you're, who knows. But that might help. I'm not going to see Fish this weekend, but I will be seeing Fish at Jones Beach, New York. I'll be there in the summer. I got my tickets, so I'm kind of excited. I'll also be at the Northlands Live Music Festival in Swansea, Massachusetts. I'm going to be there. I'm doing a cool little 1 hour long workshops totally for free for the camping session, and then I'll have a little booth there. I'm just going to sit there during the show, and if you're a fan of StichMethod, you come up, sit down, we'll talk, play guitar, and hang out. I'm just going to be there, just meeting people. So there you go. So all right. Oh, in what did I say? New Hampshire? What did I say? Penelope Tara Loves Trees is the wife. Oh yeah, it's in New Hampshire, Swansea, New Hampshire. Relative or parallel minor major. I don't know what that means because they all relative major minor means you're using it compared to, I guess, the minor. Parallel is you're starting the same root note. So there you go. The perfect fourth tuning. I don't know what you mean. What is your opinion on the perfect, like this is the fourth, this is the fourth, this is the fourth, this is the major third, this is the fourth? I wish I knew better. But I gotta get running soon. Did we have fun? Did I answer some questions? Did I rant enough? I don't know. Oh, just in time. Everyone say hi to Scott, my man Scott, and say hi to Ruby. If you're talking this, Scott here has the most gorgeous baby girl I've ever seen in my entire life. What's up, Scott? Oh, well, here, wait, I'll show you something. So I don't know if you've seen this. Let's see. Oh, does that? I hope that didn't blow your ears out. 1 second. Has everyone seen this? Let's see. So this is the other Fred guitar, right? And has everyone seen this? This is that right there. I don't know if you see. Do you know who that is? Let's see if you guys know who that is. This guy. This is autographed. Yeah, this is another Fred Doc Star, and I do play this a lot, but I don't play it as often because it's got this on there. And does anybody know what this is? It's hard to see. Scott knows who this is. Scott got a picture a second after this happened. I'll do more Q&As. I'll answer some more Q&As right now. But my question is, who's this? Who's that right there? And so I'm going to hang this back up and hopefully not drop anything. Oh, great. Okay, let's try not to do that. Nobody? It's all silence? I don't know, right? I don't know. It's hard. That's Trey Anastasio. Yep, Dave, you got it. That's Trey's signature. Met him 2 years ago, and that was a highlight of my life. Definitely was a highlight. That was cool. And he signed my guitar. So there you go. But I know it's so funny. I know that now, just to let you know, and I will. So sorry, I'm talking so much, but feel free to ask me questions. But what's really funny, Scott Bernstein, who's watching, and I told you is a gorgeous baby girl. He knows all the guitars I have, and he says that I don't look normal unless I'm playing this thing because he's known me for 20 plus years. They see here, you just commented. There's the Les Paul. Scott doesn't like it when I play other guitars on my channel because he knows me as the Les Paul player. And so, all right. So let's. I'll pick one more question. And then we'll get going. That's funny. Did you? No, I didn't jam with Trey. You're kidding me? No. Oh yeah. Well, Colin. Yes, I have a video. Okay, beyond you, what do you mean by beyond you just using alternate voicing? You're talking about using different rhythms, right? Like using different rhythms. I have a video about how to play with another musician, and it is about using different voicings, but also about how to choose different rhythms to accompany, right? Somewhat. So yes, and that's that. But yeah, this gallop timing. Just what do you mean? Like the 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2. It's a horse trot. Clap, 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 clap. It's all downs. Down, 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 Honestly, look up a blues shuffle rhythm on like a drum track, the boom, 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 and follow that kick and follow that snare. Boom, 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 boom. It's a horse trot. It's down, 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 or a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 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 a 1. Really? 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. It's just a horse trot. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. All right. He said, thank you so much. Hopefully you got it. All right, cool. All right. I'm going to go. I can stay here all night. I can party with you guys all night long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do. Thank you so much for being here again. Check out the link. Billy Strings. Billy Strings is awesome. He's carrying the torch in like the major bluegrass jam band field. Yeah, it's great. So I'm glad you liked the melody lesson. Check that out. If you haven't seen my newest video about improvising guitar solos and using the vocal melody, check it out. All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, if you find it in your heart to check out my friend's GoFundMe list, it's linked in this video, my last video, and I have a video about it from like 4 days ago. We can help them out, and that'd be great. And that's it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you again on another episode of StichMethod. And until then, keep practicing. And Scott, give Ruby a kiss for me. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.